I can't stop eating in Wuhan. I can't stop eating meat. 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 Thank you for watching. Xiao Hong Shu.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
When traveling, one of the biggest indicators of how that trip is going to go is your first bowel movement. Like if you have a real just awful time, you're going to have an awful trip. This is, I feel like 100% accuracy in my life. My first shit is a no wiper. Didn't even know it was happening. You know, it was like getting like a measles shot when I was a kid. Like, oh, it's done. Like, amazing trip. Okay. Fucking 10 out of 10 experience, having a great time.
Okay.
Can't be telling people that. Because some people are going to be like, all right. And then, you know, some people are obviously going to understand, but you can't roll that dice. You ever had no wiper?
Yeah. Just opening with that. Nothing but net, just straight out the ass. What? No, just you answer the question.
You're like, you had to look in the bowl to make sure it happened. Just absolutely no stimuli. I was talking with a guy I worked with at my old job, and he's like, you know, ask me how I'm doing and tell him about some stuff, and you know, talking. And he's like, man, be glad you're not working with us right now because the warehouse is unbearable. And I'm like, sir, it was unbearable when it was a high of 79. So I can take heat. Like I can get used to it pretty quickly. But that was just like a certain kind of hell. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine like a 90-degree day or a 95-degree day in that building. And that was the thing too. Like I went back to discussing with this former coworker. I was like, those guys fired me right before a heat wave. So amateur hour.
Yeah, absolutely. None. The real move is to keep you working through the heat wave, fire you after. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, like, yeah. The fuck you doing? I was like dipshits,
right?
Like,
fucking up the game.
Fucking like you fired me on a day where it's like low 70s and breezy.
Shot yourself directly in the foot is what you did. That's what you did.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I photographed Ghost last night.
Yeah,
which I'll talk about in the breath mint. I was walking to the box office, which is the exact opposite ass end of where press meet at the Kiel Center. And the thing you gotta understand about our hockey arena, it's also attached to an opera house, and it's also attached to a bunch of like other buildings. So you just can't walk around it without really like walking around a city block.
Yeah. So
it's about a half-mile walk, and literally they are on the other side of a building. But because the way it's set up and because security's set up, you just can't walk from that entrance to the box office. You gotta walk around the whole fucking thing, even though they're like probably not even 50 yards apart. You gotta walk around the whole entire arena. But
I've been there, for Tori Hamas.
Yeah. I'm walking by the Opera House side, and there's that one entrance that lets in right there, and there's a bunch of people. And as I'm like walking there, I hear someone like screaming, like bloody fucking murder. And I'm like, oh, it must be like, you know, GTV or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a homeless lady, like sitting on some cardboard against the building. She's going on about, they stole my 6-inch stiletto platform heels with silver buckles, and they killed my cat. And you're just like, oh my God, this person, this person is having, everyone is just very uncomfortable because this is an uncomfortable thing. This person's having this mental breakdown, and you know, like a security officer is like coming over and trying to calm her down, not really doing any luck. A fireman comes over, not much better luck, and she's just shouting, and she's got a captive audience because doors just opened. And I go to the box office, get my ticket, and I'm walking back, and then she's going, Jesus don't care about me. God ain't real. God's just some bullshit they put in your head to control you. And then, you know, you start hearing some mutterings from because it's a fucking ghost show. Everyone's dressed up like a fucking anti-pope.
Right.
or a gothic nun with their tits out, and like, or a guy that sweats a lot. There's really only 3 type of people. Like someone
I was gonna say you pretty much hit it on the head.
yeah,
there,
someone the exact opposite of Prince Andrew. This isn't like a Morgan Wallace show where people are gonna be like, oh hey now, people are kind of just like, oh okay, yeah, that's what's up. Kind of hear some muttering, and you kind of all of a sudden realize she realizes that people are now paying attention to her. And I couldn't hear what the rest she was saying as I was walking back to the media entrance. But it was more like she was sounding like she was in a good mood. Like, that's right. That's right. Church is bullshit.
And God and the devil, yes.
In the Bible. And I was like, damn, ain't that something?
Yeah. Little victories, I guess.
Little victories.
Yeah.
It's just like people go, oh, yeah, actually. It's kind of spitting.
That's fucking based, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that lady's all right. But,
Yeah.
man, that was just like, wow, she's having a hard time.
Yeah.
48 minutes of dogs barking. We like to watch the computer restart.
We do. We
love the computer as it. Well, you remember like, oh yeah, this is a gigabit motherboard.
So Brian, we talked about Labubu on a previous episode where I had the
Labubu that went for on Drake's
$32,000 on Pharrell's Jupiter. That's right. That was the 17-inch Sakai Labubu wearing Carhartt work in progress. Well, more Labubu nonsense has continued. June 29th, according to Know Your Meme, TikToker Nat Brito posted a video leaving a Labubu toy on German philosopher and revolutionary socialist thinker Karl Marx's grave in North London's Highgate Cemetery. Accompanied by the Jet 2 audio, which is, if you've never heard it, it's a British ad for travel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just them leaving this shitty plastic toy on Karl Marx's grave.
He would love the reproduction of death and modern consumerism.
He really would have. TikToker user Presidential Black Truck showed us this, which is CGI Karl Marx doing a crump dance. And the text reads, Karl Marx coming back from the dead just to try a Dubai chocolate 24K gold Labubu from Crumple Cookie and realize he was wrong about endless consumption. The hits didn't stop coming. Here's a Twitter user at Mega10Senshi. Karl Marx on his deathbed when he realizes he forgot to account for Labubu and matcha. And it's a still from Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, you know what? The matcha slander.
I know.
Big fan of matcha.
Matcha is great. It's just green tea, though.
It's
literally green tea. I mean, that's.
It's literally ground, but it's like first flush.
I know.
Sencha, which isn't really sencha, it's first flush. But I used to work in a tea shop, so don't get me fucking started.
Don't get me started. Don't get him started about tea.
Is it still sencha of his first flush?
Sure. And so someone naturally then made a Labubu paper doll that looks like Karl Marx. This is a TikTok user, unequivocally so. This is the DIY paper Karl Marx Labubu teehee # Labubu. It has continued. Here's yet another.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, the other people being like, why is there people visiting Karl Marx's grave, posting a photo, and then being like, other people commenting like, why is there a Labubu? Because this is how I learned about it, was someone posting a...
Yeah, there it is. There's a little Labubu as it's sitting on his fucking grave. Oh, God. Alan Booze at UAITN. I don't even know how are you supposed to say that? Latinu?
Perhaps.
Sure. But yes, the concept of knowing there is currently a Labubu on Karl Marx's grave. Know Your Meme is quick to point out this is kind of sort of the natural extension of this, this user Irix at Queer Bob Dylan. Labubu on Karl Marx's grave versus Anime Girl on Leonard Cohen's grave. And yeah, that's what it immediately reminded me of, is that at some point after Leonard Cohen had passed, someone had posted with a printed out picture of some big titty anime girl on Leonard Cohen's grave. And you know what? I think Leonard Cohen would have appreciated that.
I know where Phil Schlafly's grave is at.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just going to leave that there.
Free public restroom is what I'm saying.
Oh, God. Dude, the time we walked by it, I was like, man, it's a shame that I pissed before I left.
I was going to say, what a time to not have to go.
Would totally be okay getting banned from a historic cemetery.
One last meme to leave you with, the tweet by @Sarjafan, someone reading the Council Communist Reader and saying, if Marx was still alive today, he would be a leftcom. Someone reading the Little Red Book, no, Marx would be a Maoist. And then Marx, if he was alive today, I am quite fond of Labubu.
Labubu saying, of course, thank you, Mr. Marx.
So, an interesting concept. Would Karl Marx be into it? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Something tells me no.
He'd probably ask you for some money.
Well, there's that, yes.
Hey, man, you got some fries?
This whole philosopher thing doesn't pay that well, yeah. For knowing what Karl Marx would think of Labubu, we go right over to the extremely fake
I haven't heard this.
YouTuber Claude Jan uploaded a video, this again according to Know Your Meme, titled Tyler the Creator Don't Tap the Glass music video. The fact that Don't Tap the Glass is the name of the album and not a single track was besides the point, because the shady-looking upload had a ripped photo of the album cover.
And also had the Vivo logo.
And it had the Vivo logo. But here's what it actually sounded like.
Don't tap the glass. 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 Don't tap the glass.
It's described as a Chainsmokers x Charlie Puth demo.
What it reminds me of is like something that would play on like pop radio in like the early 90s, like Driving the Farmore or something.
I was thinking like the menu music from a Burnout game. Like Burnout 2 has that, or no,
Wave Race 64.
Yeah, that's more like Buck Bumble had a, you know.
But yeah, it's just incredibly generic, like early 90s pop.
Terrible. And of course, the album actually dropped 2 days later, but a few people on TikTok thought it was funny to use the fake leak in a video and then pretend it's like the real song from the record. It started when people were like, is this the song of the summer? Which is the dumbest. If you don't know about that, every year TikTok users will have this sound of a guy going, is this the song of the summer? And it's the worst song you've ever fucking heard. And so they did that for this. They put, what is this the song of the summer? I think it's actually the guy who started the whole thing about Baby Gronk and rizzing up Livy Dunn. That same dead-eyed freak. Is this the song of the summer?
Baby Gronk's gonna kill the Rizzler. Baby Gronk's gonna show up with an AR-15 with an extended clip.
Oh yeah.
at AEW Wrestle Dream here in St. Louis.
Okay.
And because St. Louis is an open carry, they have to let him in.
And then he's just going to perforate him live on stage. Okay. All right. It will be the highest rated pay-per-view ever.
We'll see.
And no one will care. That's the problem. Everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, but I couldn't wait for the Jake Paul match.
Everyone's bitching about Jelly Roll being in WWE, but it's like the Costco guys are on AEW. No one can fucking win.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Who else can we strip mine from internet culture to like get people in seats? And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what kind of gear they got the Big Justice on, but he's looking swole.
They got him on the Liver King.
Yeah, they got him on the Hogan special.
They got him on 10K a gear.
Jesus Christ.
Of course I take 10 injections in the ass every day. We're Costco guys.
That's where they buy it. They just get it at the Costco.
Get the HGH.
Yeah. Well, on some brighter news, Brian. This, according to the wonderful newsletter Garbage Day, someone has learned how to send data via bird.
This is amazing.
All right. So the story goes, audio producer and YouTuber Ben Jordan took a PNG, an image file of a bird, converted it to a spectrogram, which is playable audio. He then visited a starling that is known for being very good at replicating sounds he hears. Jordan played the spectrogram of the bird image to the starling, who, after a bunch of chirping, eventually did recreate the sound, which Jordan recorded and put back into the spectrogram. So basically, he used a bird as a data transfer system. It is a 30-minute video.
I've watched some clips, is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he goes into excruciating detail about the science, about how this would work. I think there was some science fictional concepts, in the Hunger Games and such, where you could, whistle a tune to a bird, and that's a signal for your allies that are across the country there. But now we're sending bird images via the bird net.
Bird-to-bird file transfers. Amazing.
Right. The MPAA can't get you if you're torrenting via bird. The pigeon lives across the street. He's got my new movie files for me today.
Can you put this on Birdplex?
My ass is putting shit on Birdplex. I got like 24 seasons of like Seeds is the name of the show, and it's just like a bowl of seeds. That's for my bird friends, so they can log into Birdplex.
I love it.
You got to keep them entertained, because otherwise,
They go away.
Yeah.
What like a relatively feel good story.
And then, of course, as one commenter on the video wrote, "Can you run Doom on a bird?" Well, someone figured out how to make logic gates. This according to PCGamesN.com. In 2021, someone figured out how to make logic gates based on crabs, so running Doom on crabs is also now a matter of time. Oh, it's Crypto Scam of the Week time.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Good one. Brought
This
this to your attention. Not too many times do we get to follow up on these. They're kind of just usually one and done.
Yep.
And then if there's anything to follow up on, it's usually just like Zach XBT, and we just read his tweets to you all, and we go from there. But no, this one's got some meat and potatoes.
It does, because it's coming to us from the New York Times. The New York Slimes, Mr. Producer. Yes.
The failing Mer Children Times.
The failing sickos at the New York Times? Or should I say the New York Slimes, Mr. Producer?
The salacious perverts at the New York Times.
Not like my good friend Alan Dershowitz. Yeah, who is not a pervert.
He loves Jewish. A good pierogi, and he deserves to be sold one in the marketplace of ideas.
Oh, well, despite it being in the New York Slimes, it is a feel-good story, at least to me. You guys might remember, maybe a year ago, we talked about a Denver pastor and his wife, Eligio Regalado, and his wife, Caitlin Regalado. Yes, they were the God-based cryptocurrency scammers. That's Index Coin, INDX Coin. They scammed people out of about $3.4 million, according to the Denver District Attorney's Office. Between January of 2022 and July of 2023, they bilked 300 investors. It says that Mr. Regalado and his wife used $1.3 million for their personal benefit. They had no experience in cryptocurrency exchanges. They wired money from investors directly to their personal bank and Venmo accounts. Woo!
So no OPSEC
at all. Audit of Index Coin paid for by Mr. Regalado and his wife found that the coin was, quote, not secure or safe. The couple promised investors, quote, exorbitant returns while promoting a cryptocurrency that had zero value. Yes, this is right. He did address the charges and saying he went into cryptocurrency because the Lord told him to, and that God had come to him in a dream and asked him to do so, and that God accepted that he and his wife spent the funds, quote, in a home remodel that the Lord told us to do. Yes, the Lord very concerned with your crown molding.
The Lord said I had to get this $5,000 golden doodle that's going to die in 2 years from hip dysplasia. He's going to have a seizure in front of my doe-eyed children. God said that would be good.
So this past Tuesday, They were indicted. 40 counts of theft, securities fraud, and racketeering by a grand jury in Denver District Court. We don't have an expected punishment listed, but it says in January of last year, the judge in Denver District Court did bar them from selling securities before their trial and froze their assets. Pretty smart move, I'd imagine. Prosecutors said they're seeking damages to help restore losses to investors.
This pull quote here from the website.
Oh, God.
That their cryptocurrency platform, quote, blends biblical kingdom principles of wealth creation with cutting-edge blockchain technology.
First of all, wealth creation in the Bible, really. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's and to me what is mine. Tell me you haven't read the fucking book. I did. Multiple fucking times.
Sounds like you didn't even study for the test.
I aced those fucking tests.
Yeah.
I hated every minute of it, but I aced
got a little. That's you got a little theologian here in the Goon Cave.
I do, because you know what? The best theologians are the ones who fucking hate Christianity and know everything about it. And so, current atheists probably read the Bible more than anyone who currently says they practice.
I think that's actually backed up with research.
I mean, in my experience, a lot of the people that I've talked to, former Christians, right? People who grew up in the faith, people who went to church every Sunday, but are no longer, right? They probably know more than someone who is, for example, a pastor bilking his flock out of $3.4 million.
I mean, good on him. He had a captive audience.
No, absolutely. Hey, can't be mad at that part. I can be mad at the using religion to, bilk people out of millions of dollars part.
And he's probably not ever going to even play Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, well, he has strayed.
He's going to be playing his own Strand game in prison.
Oh, wait. Would you say that Jeffrey Epstein's death was a Strand type game? Oh.
More of a thread.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Jesus.
More of a thread count type game.
I don't know what is to be done with a guy like this. Defrock him, perhaps?
You don't have to, it's not like Catholicism. You don't join a God union. You're just some ballyhoo. That's just I'm going to build a church right here, and I'm going to tell people they ain't worth shit unless they give me money. They ain't worth loving. They're just traditional Baptist values.
Sure.
You're a fuck up. Now pay me.
Your boy Jesus did a whole thing about this.
You know who loved adding liquidity? Yes, right. Jesus himself.
And Jesus did say unto them,
the Romans rug pulled him, but 3 days later he added liquidity back to the pool, and did a investor takeover, where they call it.
He who hath holdel with
community takeover. He did a community takeover on the project. Brought it back from life. Brought it back to life.
Any of thee who hodl with me shall see 10x returns. So it is written. Yeah.
Well, instead of God taking a rib, it was one ETH.
Right, Eve chain. Forked to Eve chain. Atom coin was not doing so hot on its own. Not a good ROI on Atom coin. Well,
what a start.
I know. Money is the root of all evil, or at least love of money is the root of all evil, depending on which translation you go with. And money factors largely into our main topic tonight, Brian.
I love money.
Money is good. A gentleman by the name of Alex II, student in Wiltshire, England, thought so too. This was in 2005. He started a website called the $1 Million Homepage. Are you familiar with this? Do you remember this?
I am familiar with this. I think I've seen this a time or two. When you brought this up, I was like, oh yeah, this was an interesting experiment. Some creativity here.
So at the age of 21 in Wiltshire, England, a young student at the University of England decided that he needed money. He was getting a degree in business management. This according to the FAQ on the website $1,000,000homepage.com. Faced with the prospect, he says, of graduating after 3 years with huge debt, I thought I'd try and make some money. And then in parentheses, $1 million should do the trick.
I respect that.
You know what? It's like Outkast said, get $1 million for yourself, boy. Set some goals. Someone asks on the FAQ, is this a joke? I am completely genuine, he says, and although this site may be funny in various ways, it is not a joke. I am selling pixels, I got pixel on the website, for $1 each. Because I don't want a monstrous debt when I graduate. I am a pixel hustler and proud. And there is a photo of him pointing at his universities and college admission service papers. How did you come up with the idea? He says it was a muggy summer's night in late August 2005. The time around midnight, and there I was, lying on my bed with a notepad, brainstorming ideas to make money for uni. I think I'm quite a creative person, so I wanted to come up with an idea that was unique and would hopefully capture people's imagination, but with the whole purpose of making money. No point being shy about it. I think we Brits can sometimes be too shy about money. Well, bugger that. I do not want to be a broke student. So anyway, after an hour or two of jotting things on paper, the idea seemingly popped out of nowhere, almost like my subconscious mind had been ticking over in the background, working it all out, so it just kind of happened. That's about it. I scribbled it down, and within 10 minutes, a picture of what needed to be done had emerged. So I'm beating around the bush a little bit, but yes, the website, milliondollarhomepage.com, is still around, by the way. You can go there.
It's a beautiful thing.
milliondollarhomepage.com. As it stands now, so 1 million pixels at $1 per pixel, it says. Own a piece of internet history. Each one of these is a clickable link. Here's one that says gain 20 to 40 yards guaranteed. Secret golf
DVD.
Okay, and now it's a slot machine ad. Okay, well, that's no fun. Now, again, 2005, it's been 20 years for a lot of these advertisers. You got to be joking.tv. We pay cash for your comedy video clips.
All right. I've got comedy clips. I like to laugh.
Yep, nothing. All right. Here's Date My Pet. Online dating for pet lovers. RentPixelAds.com. A click a day keeps your doctor away. Golden Palace Casino, of course. A smiley face. Play 88 lotto lines for a week for only £5.
Even monkeys fall from the tree.
I'm so filthy rich, it's disgusting. Zobius.com. Oh, the domain is for sale. Can't even see it. Cheap CD. Alaska Real Estate. For sale by owner. Okay. Download movies. Hey, Polka. Now, I want you to imagine, for those of you who are not like clicking along with us here, it is just a vomit of teeny tiny little ads that people were buying.
A mosaic of shit.
Utter and complete. Most of it scams, most of it casinos, most of it, like sports betting or the secret golf.
Oh, there's an Israeli flag there below free hosting. What's that go to?
Oh, no. It must have been like a Hebrew dating site. Pizziz, P-Z-I-Z-Z. This is an actual app that's still around. Sleep at the push of a button, it says. Get the world's most advanced app for sleep and power naps. Yeah, I have an app for that. It's called Going to Sleep.
I gotta know what even monkeys fall from trees.
The Book of Cool. Learn from the best. Bookofcool.com. No longer a thing. However, I am going to look this up. Archive.org. Bookofcool.com. Let's see. Back in 2005 when they bought the ad, it automatically starts pulling up a flash video.
My chest tightened.
The fear kicked in. The Stuff of Genius. Okay, so as it turns out, The Book of Cool is a documentary television series created and owned by London-based producers Ocelot Productions. The main purpose is to provide captured film footage of sports and skills from around the world, as well as divulging the secrets behind the showcased skills. So they won a Webby, 2006.
Oh.
Yeah. But yes, that's Book of Cool. Even monkeys fall from trees. That link goes to Book of Cool. Buy absinthe from Seabor. Oh, baby.
Yeah, finally.
How does
Women Pixels. Women Pixels.
Yes. $1,000,000womenshomepage.com. There were many parody sites that came out after. $1 Million Women's Homepage was one. There was a few others that were like $2 for a pixel, not just one. Right? 20-cent pixels. There's to make your own ad 5 times bigger and cheaper. 20centpixels.com. Most of these sites, of course, 20 years ago, they are now gone. The Sports Wetter.
The Sports
Top
Wetter.
Sports Wettin. I'm sorry. One of the world's leading...
Bettin.
It says Wettin. W-E-T-T. Sports Wedding. You're pissing your pants. Custom Songs reads one. This is...
Guns, Guns, Guns. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Airsoft Guns from Shorty USA. Yahoo got in on that. Get 50 pounds free to advertise on Yahoo. Do PE pills work? Thepill.blogs.com. Okay. Again, a lot of
This is still up.
Hell yeah. Pro Solutions /penis -health. Okay. I'm just a regular guy from New York City who wanted a larger penis.
Oh, everything. You got the big pizza.
Yeah.
You got the Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. You can't put a tiny penis in that. Mm-hmm. You gotta put a big penis.
That's right. Oh, diethunter.com. Oh.
That is a shame. Oh. I was hoping for some crank stuff.
I know, some real time cube type of shit.
Oh, Golden Palace Casino.
Yep, casino scams. So, warning you probably about Golden Palace Casino. It does appear that the Times London did buy an ad. Linksforloans.co.uk. Here's a Che Guevara image. Discover Cuba with the specialists. Dreamwords.com. Is it still around? Yes, it is.
Wow.
Tom Corvin.
Hold on. I gotta read this. This is a book called Dream Words by Mr. Tom Corvin. And the loner from birth. Jack Burns is afflicted by an unusual birthmark on his face. A chance find links him to the appearance of two infants found in a castle courtyard 16 years before. Soon, he's alone in the harsh future where he discovers an ally in Billy McCall as he tries to rescue his childhood sweetheart from the soldier he once trained. Jack is no longer the lost boy. He's a young man blessed with courage and the knowledge that what he thought were dreams were not dreams at all. They are his route to the minds of others, a link to the soldier's inner world. Jack must find a way to destroy those links, even as an army of lost souls closes around him. That is a really terrible description.
Yeah.
So what the fuck's going on?
I don't know. A guy with a fucked up face finds out he might have a brother and that he can do dream magic. I don't know.
I could do magic. He can bounce on the dream silly style.
Not great. But yes, anyone who wanted to could pay $1 a pixel minimum, by the way, minimum purchase of 100 pixels.
A genius idea, really.
I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. Truly. Why should I buy your pixels? The FAQ asks. Because you will have an image and a link to your site on the homepage of a site that could potentially be seen by millions of people over the coming years. The site will be online, again, this is 2005, for at least 5 years, that's guaranteed, but the idea is to keep it online forever. So you really could own a piece of internet history. He does say that you can't buy a single pixel, right? Minimum purchase is $100, a 10 by 10 block. However, if you really want to own a single pixel, there's always the option of clubbing together with your friends / family / colleagues and buying a 10 by 10 block. Yeah, why dollars? Someone asks. US dollars are the closest thing we have to a universal currency on the internet. So it made more sense to do it in dollars. The £1 million homepage just doesn't have the same ring to it, and he's absolutely right.
The £1 million homepage sounds like fucking.
Yeah,
fucking
sounds like porno.
Sounds like a fucking site.
Yeah. And so it says here, late August of 2005, they launched. By January 1st, 2006, the final 1,000 pixels were put up for auction on eBay. The auction closed 10 days later with a winning bid of $38,000. And so his total that he brought in for the $1millionhomepage.com, $1,037,100. Now, after the auction, though, problems arose. Yes, that's right. They got DDoSed. There was a distributed denial of service attack.
I can't believe it.
And someone demanded a $50,000 ransom. And
we've stolen your website.
Yeah.
We would like some monies, please.
Pretty much. He was the first to do it. The BBC did a nice write-up of him in the year of 2016. It was the 10-year anniversary of the last sale via the eBay thing. And they caught up with him. He said, advertisers range from the Times to beer.com and online casinos. 2 says he wasn't targeting any advertisers in particular, really just, quote, anyone who wanted to buy pixels. He also attracted a lot of envy. The main idea of $1 Million Homepage was something anyone could have done, but 2 was the first to do it, which left a lot of people wondering why they didn't think of it first. Today, again, 2016, he lives in San Francisco, far from his roots in Southwest England, and is founder and CEO of the startup Calm. That's right, folks, the meditation app.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know people who've used it.
I do too.
It's not that bad. I did guided meditation with it one time just to see how it would go.
Yeah.
Just as a lark, and I actually found it to be pretty effective.
I mean, I used it for a little while when I was having some panic attacks and stuff. I mean, the BBC also has an article from 2019, 3 years later, why there's so little left of the early internet. Our conversations in previous episodes got me thinking about stuff like this. And yeah, there's a fantastic article. I do recommend you read it. I'll put the link in the show description. It says the $1 Million Homepage shows that the decay of this early period of the internet is almost invisible. In the offline world, the closing of, say, a local newspaper is often widely reported, but online sites die, often without fanfare, and the first inkling you may have that they are no longer there is when you click on a link to be met with a blank page. And yes, the article's author does go on to talk about, the early days of the internet. Internet Archive started in 96. That's 5 years after the first web pages were set up. It talks about, the first 5 years of the web, much of the material published in Britain ended with the designation .ac.uk because everything was academic in origin. It was only in 96 that commercial sites started picking up.
I mean, there's so many things we've talked about on the course of doing this podcast, 3 years or so, where we have to go to archive or have to recollect on memory or fucking find screen caps or just go find secondary sources instead of primary. There was a local website that I wanted to do for the live show.
Oh.
And unfortunately, the guy who ran it took it down, and he also removed the Facebook page. Because everything was pretty much hosted on the Facebook page in some respect.
Right.
Took it down. It would have been a killer bit. It's a real shame, even when you just want to make fun of something.
Right. It's not there to look at.
Yeah, and even though it's a really easily mockable thing that I had, also was like a good cultural time capsule.
In 2005, I feel like people were getting internet in their homes on a wide scale. You had a lot of things that were kind of new happening. And then this idea of, okay, yeah, we're selling banner ads, right? This is kind of a well-known way to make money on the web. Selling a pixel at a time, it seemed like it should have happened sooner. It feels like an idea that should have happened 10 years prior. But I guess just the scale of it, the sheer gall of just saying like, yes, I aim to make $1 million, please.
Yeah,
that's what attracted people.
I would like my $1 million. Where are my $1 million?
Yeah, come on. Alex, too, a year later, after $1 Million Homepage, did try to go back to the well. He did create a new site called Pixel Lotto. This, according to CNET, the difference between the two sites is that this time it's a lottery-based system, and each pixel will cost $2 instead of $1. One lucky registered visitor who clicks on a Pixel Lotto ad will win 50% of the site's total revenue, $1 million. Yeah, I don't know that one nearly had as big an impact. He did say he had, at the time of publishing this again, early 2006, he had made over $110,000. From what I understand, it did not do nearly as well. Pixel Lotto, not great. It got a lot of coverage. We're talking NBC, we're talking the BBC, we're talking the Times London. A lot of people were in on this. They wanted to get ahead of this. It's for university, right? It's for a good cause. It's all this. Hackers tried to get him. There was the DDoS. They wanted 50,000. Of course, he ignored it. They crashed the site, but he got it all sorted, and it still remains to this day. You can go there, $1 million
Homepage.com. Click on some dead links. Jerk your shit.
Free downloads at 100downloads.com. Oh boy, cool stuff that is free for 2006. Yeah, if you really want to look at the diarrhea of web ads, This is pretty much just right in your face.
Yeah. Oh, grant money.
Hey, look, there's Waldo. I love stickers with the Hello Kitty image. This one is just the download arrow, down seek. You really want to see what 2006 internet was like? This is pretty much it. Just a big green icon that says guitars.
And date tonight.
Pixel Doodle. It's the David Lawrence Show. What? That's $1,000,000homepage.com, Brian.
Amazing toilet on the internet.
Well, I mean, look.
I don't think it's terrible, but like it's just aesthetically.
Oh God, yeah.
It's
Hot
repugnant,
garbage.
and it, for better or worse, definitely shows what the definitely at least one aspect of the internet.
Right. Like, how can we make a buck off this? Well,
Yeah.
he figured it out.
I'll buy that for $1. It's scary image time, isn't it?
It is. It's time for shock.jpg. That's right.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
Scary video time this week, Brian. Now, the weather here in St. Louis finally cooling down, but I did find a video courtesy of our good friends at Chaotic called Beating the Heat.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's like that.
Oh,
It is a woman with her ass and everything out, blurred for some reason, and a gentleman is just pissing everywhere. She does have a funnel in her mouth,
Whoa, she's drinking,
and she's drinking the piss,
She's
but he's
drinking.
also pissing in her ass, and then like shaking, like squeezing the last drops of piss. That's it.
Upsetting. I didn't like that.
Just
The fact that everything's blurred out, the sounds that she makes as she's done guzzling the piss, the pissing on the asshole. That's disrespectful.
it is. It's highly disrespectful. But you know, I gotta say, as hot as it was last week, I get it. I would probably.
But the thing is, the piss is going to be body temperature.
Oh, that's fair. That's a fair point.
So
That
how
piss,
much is it really going to cool you down?
That piss ain't cold. You're right. Yeah.
I need an ice. I need an ice cold piss. Sir.
I need my piss to be chilled to 32 degrees, just above freezing.
Vaguely related, but when my ex lived with me.
Okay, I'm interested in where this is going.
Oh, this is just because it involves bodily functions.
Oh, okay.
Her dog one time, it was fucking freezing out.
Okay.
One morning, and I take him out to take his morning shit. And he takes his shit, and I get the poop bag, and as I crouch down to scoop up the poop, I realize that steam is coming off of the poop, and I go, "Oh, that really happens?" I didn't know that like, the dog really took a steaming shit.
You thought it was just in the movies, huh?
Damn. I was like, damn, I'm 38 years old and I'm still learning.
It's the breath mint time, Brian. I don't know how else to say it.
Time for that mint.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
You mentioned to me that you saw a film over the weekend.
Saw 2 movies. I completed the trilogy.
All right.
About a year and a half ago, I watched X. Thought it was pretty interesting. I think that was the beginning of me referencing the thought, Mia Goth, please put your shirt back on. God damn it, Mia Goth.
Mia Goth, for God's sake.
God's sake.
Put
Girl,
those
you can
away.
act like you can act.
Yeah.
You don't have do you only take roles of people that take their shirts off? Come on, woman. Come on.
Go.
God.
Mia Goth, put him back. Put him away.
I never thought I'd be so bored of seeing famous titties until Mia Goth. But anyways, I feel like that movie kind of struggles at the beginning. I think once she goes to town, meets a projectionist.
Yeah.
It starts picking up. And for y'all that don't know, Pearl is like a prequel to X, where Mia Goth is now playing Pearl, one of the antagonists of X, who is a young woman.
A Dorothy Gale type of character, you might say.
The farmer's daughter, who has become kind of insulated and alienated from the world, and I would say parts of reality, through her father, who is catatonic. He's wheelchair bound or wheelchair using. And her strict German immigrant mother. Her husband Howard, who she dotes on dearly, is in the war. It then goes from like this weird, uncomfortable period piece to then like a psychological gore fest in a way. And it's quite a bit of fun once it gets going.
Now, a fun bit of note, the projectionist is played by our new Superman, David Cornsweet.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, but he plays his role very well.
But yes, what a movie.
Holy shit. That back third, once she takes her cousin or her sister-in-law back to the house,
Yep.
and there's that monologue. Once it lays out everything and then starts chewing everything up, putting everything together, it's quite a treat. I had a lot of fun with this. That final scene, when you say the final scene, you could be talking about two things, but the final scene with her sister-in-law, that one shot, masterful. I wonder how many takes they had to do, but it just feels so kinetic. I don't know. What a great movie.
Raw and real, yes.
Very raw, very real. About a character who's become so detached from reality. Then the final scene, which is just her smiling at the camera, which was partially improvised. She just smiles for the entirety of the credits run. A full teeth to the point where she's like making herself cry.
Uncomfortable.
Incredibly uncomfortable.
Almost painful to watch.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun with it. I feel...
yeah, what a movie.
I feel like in some aspects it could have dealt with a tighter script. And then I did watch Maxxxine the other night.
What did you think of Maxxxine? I had kind of mixed feelings about it.
I had a lot of fun with it. Again, feels like a little bit of a messy script.
Right.
But is that Christian Glover as the Cajun bounty or the Cajun private detective?
I thought it was Kevin Bacon.
It's Kevin Bacon. I thought it was fun. I had a great time with it. Sure aren't seeing any Mia Goth tits except for one shot.
I feel like that's by design, which is doubly funny because in this one she's also an adult film actress.
Well, she's playing the woman from X.
Yes.
And this is set in the mid 80s, I think 1985. And so she is a successful porn star, and she wants to break into real films. So she tries out for a kind of like, what was it called, like The Covet or something?
The Puritan.
The Puritan.
2. It's the
Puritan
sequel.
2.
Yeah.
Her friends who are also like sex workers and stuff start showing up dead, and people think it's the Night Stalker because this is also happening at the same time. And there's some fun little twists. I like some of the scene setting, the stuff that makes it very 80s, but not too much so. Like it gets right up to the cheese line.
Giancarlo Esposito clearly does not know what kind of movie he's in, though, and he's great as like the sleazy agent.
He's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Oh yeah, I love him. Bobby Cannavale too, as one of the detectives that is kind of following the case. Actually, him and Michelle Moynihan, great characters together.
They make the most of their screen time. Yeah, Sophie Thatcher has a little part there. Yeah, Kevin Bacon, Halsey as one of the friends that shows up dead. Yeah, it's got a great little turn. Does it drag a couple of moments? Yes, but once it's a movie that feels like the second it gets into a rut, it pops right back out. The back third is fun. I think it kind of loses some of its punch. I think as a trilogy, it's pretty good. I would love to see what he does next. The director, Ty
West.
Ty West, yeah. It's fun.
Every time Kevin Bacon shows up with a new injury, it's great.
It just looks like shit by the end of the movie.
It's fantastic. But yeah, speaking of horror, two of the biggest things that kind of took my brain space this past week was the wonderful Sinners.
Finally saw it.
I'm a Ryan Coogler guy. I liked Creed, the Creed movies. And of course, I liked the Black Panther and all that. But this, I think, is probably one of the best things he's done. Just hands down.
Absolutely.
Casting Delroy Lindo as an old blues singer, masterstroke. Love that. Having fucking Buddy Guy be in the movie as himself, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, Michael B. Jordan playing two roles. It's something special. And the plot is as boilerplate as they come in a certain way. It's like, yeah, two brothers.
It's a little From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, it's absolutely From Dusk Till Dawn, down to the way the movie changes genres halfway through.
Yeah.
Very obviously. But it also takes a lot of interesting turns. Slight spoilers for sinners. I do like the fact that, it's that the Irish are the vampires. It feels very like appropriate for the setting, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, the Irish guys are the vampires. The guy who plays Cornbread is fantastic.
Just a lot of great acting.
And boy, that ending. You're talking about catharsis.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a bit long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. But a lot of that is table setting, right? They have to set up, okay, these are the two brothers, and this is why they're back, and this is what they're doing, and these are all the people that they know, and you kind of get to know the characters. Once the movie kicks into high gear, you understand why they had to do all that table setting, because you have to know why these people know each other and how they trust each other. All that, yes. And everything, their personal history and how it kind of factors into every decision that they make. Every time that one of these nasties shows up, and you can kind of almost immediately tell because of a very simple effect of shining a light in their eyes to make it look like they got the demon eyes. Like, okay, it's simple, but it works.
It's really powerful. A lot of great special effects work, just phenomenal acting. A lot of subtle things like how the twin brothers Stack and Smoke. One is dressed more plainly because it's implied that his business is done more with the Irish mob. Mm-hmm. The other one is dressed a little bit more formally, implying that he is more in cahoots with doing work with the Italian mob, and they're both coming from Chicago, which at the time that this is set was kind of like a one of the big cities for the Great Migration of African American folks leaving the Delta and the South.
And the implication is even that they stole from Al Capone, so that basically their days are numbered anyway, and so they're doing this as kind of a last hurrah. Again, a lot of that's implied.
Yeah.
Because why else would Smoke have all this heavy weaponry? Either he expected somebody to come for all the booze they stole, or something else to happen. So, interesting ideas.
The way that Remick, the head vampire, is introduced with the vampire hunters and stuff like that. Just
the Native American vampire hunters that stop by the house. We're looking for vampires. And the couples,
the spirits are angry,
and the couple's like, "No, we ain't seen any." All right then, and they just fuck off.
Well, it's getting dark,
and they just all right, well, they said there's nobody here, so fuck it, we're out of here. And the other thing that I watched that is kind of horror adjacent was the third season of Yellowjackets.
Yeah, how'd you like that? I've heard people. I've not watched the series. I've heard people having some contrasting opinions.
So for those of you not aware, Yellowjackets is basically the plot of the book Alive, where a group of soccer players crash lands and they have to make do, and that ends up in some light cannibalism. But what differentiates
I might
that?
have committed some light cannibalism.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going for. Yeah, so the show is kind of two identities, right? Part of it is about the stranded soccer players as teens, and then the other part of it is the stranded soccer players now that's 25 years later and they're adults, right? And the show bounces back and forth between those two time periods, and it's an interesting mystery box kind of show. And you've got this is there something evil in the woods that's making them do this, or are they just going nuts? It's kind of the central mystery of the whole show. And then in the present day, it's how fucked up are these women from being fucked up and trapped in the woods for almost 2 years? And so the show explores that. By the point that season 3 opens, major characters have died, right? We've got a lot of the mystery of the show is gone, and so it's kind of settling into a bit more of how does teenage time match up with adult time and what happened in between? And so I feel like a lot of the seasons that are coming, supposedly they have a 5-season plan, we'll see. A lot of the stuff that's going to fill in those gaps is really just going to be how did person A get from place B to place C, right? Which is less interesting.
Yes.
However, there are some extremely strong characterizations. Lauren Ambrose plays the adult version of a young woman named Van. You have Christina Ricci as Misty, and you have Melanie Lisinski as Shauna Shipman. sadly, last season, Juliette Lewis left the cast, and so her presence is definitely sorely missed. Juliette Lewis in the first 2 seasons brought this really wild, chaotic energy. This character, Natalie, hey, that shit in the woods fucked me up, and then I spent 25 years going in and out of rehab kind of character.
Right.
Which also kind of fits with Juliette Lewis's personal life, so it's kind of a thing. Whereas Christina Ricci gets to play this really uptight weirdo who is obsessed with true crime to the point of trying to reenact her own true crime series of a sorts. The character of Misty is fantastic. A great turn by Elijah Wood as Walter, this guy who got rich from having an industrial accident.
The best kind of character.
So he's kind of this wacky rich guy who has like no morals and just will do whatever. An interesting concept, and they're playing, right? They're kind of moving the pieces around the board a bit. There's some stuff that happens in the 3rd season where you're like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be the end of the show. Oh, no, okay, well, then that happened. All right. Every moment that you think that they're approaching either catharsis or release, there's a setback or someone acts on behalf of the wilderness, which is what they've dubbed this mysterious entity that may or may not be making them do cannibalism. The 2nd season had a nice kind of gentle takedown of the crunchy granola people because they're like, yeah, you're in a cult, actually. So interesting ideas. It plays with a lot of them. The needle drops are really nice because some of it's like, oh yeah, I haven't heard that song in 30 years. Because again, most of the show takes place in the 90s. So it is a little bit of that Stranger Things nostalgia bait for Gen Xers / young millennials like me. But it's also, I think, trying stuff. It doesn't always succeed. Season 3 is very uneven. It kind of falls into the same traps that I think a lot of mystery box shows do by their 3rd season. I'm looking at you, Lost, right? A lot of the problems that they have and where they're kind of spinning their wheels, trying to get flashbacks and present day lined up. There's some table setting that happens mid-season. It's kind of boring. But overall, because there's high points and low points, high points being the early and the late bits, and so kind of meets in the middle. It's a pretty decent season of television. Pretty darn good, but you have to have enjoyed what came before. If you didn't give a shit about season 1, then you will absolutely hate season 3. Be prepared.
So yeah, Ghost.
Ghost, yes.
That was, last night was my 6th time seeing them live and my 4th time photographing them. It's quite a show. Really impressed. I feel like the new record is fine. There's a couple bangers on there, but I feel like the band hits apex musically about 10 years ago with Meloria, which, you know, has Circe, has Pinnacle of the Pit. It's just so many like really amazing songs on there. I feel like they really hit their apex musically, and they've made some good music since. But what's really, I think, been where they've made the most progress is the live show. Because the first few times I photographed Ghost, I mean, you could tell that the concept of what they were trying to do was much bigger than what like their resources or their budget could accomplish. And I don't mean that in a negative fashion.
No, I mean, it's a thing that
it was
happens.
Scrappy.
Yeah.
It was ambitious. You can tell these guys are maybe eating a little hand to mouth here, but like there's a vision. The first time I saw them was Lollapalooza 2013, and like, you know, this was the summer of Flower Crowns, Harlem Shake videos, and Lana Del Rey. So to have like a Swedish metal band where the singer dresses up like a demonic, like, you know, anti-pope is really interesting. It's a really interesting aesthetic. I photographed their first 2 shows in St. Louis, and I thought both of those shows were really neat. To think that band was so small at a time that their people would reach out to a guy like me, will you please photograph this band? Now they're one of the biggest rock bands in the world. Every time I saw them live, I felt like it was a much more refined idea. Even if I thought the music was kind of getting away from what I thought was most interesting. But the live show is just, it's getting better and better. And this tour, the Skella Tour, is just them. It is a night with Ghost. They play for about 2 hours. And it's a little bit of a bummer that it's just them, because typically Ghost has really great openers. Like, they're one of the few bands that's like, oh, well, I love it's like the black lips used to be like that, where you see the black lips like, well, fuck, I know the black lips are gonna be great, but who's this band that they're taking on tour that would, they've taken Bloodshot Bill, they're taking Vivian Girls, all these wild ass bands. So that was a bit of a bummer, but the stage setup was so tailor made to what Ghost is doing that it would be really weird to like bring like a band down there and have them play on. And I have photograph shows like that where like Carrie Underwood, where it like has this very bespoke, specially designed stage for this tour, for this performance. And then you've got like, Brad Paisley opening, and it just looks really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Brad Paisley on this stage. I feel like the religious, like maybe like parody or satire, the blasphemy, the humorous blasphemy is really, I feel like he's moving away from that to Bias Forge. And that's kind of a bummer because like as a Baptist, like Catholicism is just endlessly fascinating because it's like we didn't need to have monstrance clocks and Cossacks and all of these fancy things to feel bad about ourselves. We just had like a sweaty dude in a corduroy jacket tell us that, and we said that's good enough for me.
Yeah,
I don't need to see a relic of someone's like finger bone to have my faith. As someone who grew up Baptist, speaking to someone that grew up Catholic, is like y'all are just thinking too hard,
too much. Yeah,
too much. I mean, baptism is just kind of like the fast food version of Catholicism as far as guilt is concerned. And I'm dating someone that grew up in the Orthodox Church, so I imagine that she would find some interesting stuff that I'm not even picking up on, but she did not join me for this show. I kind of told her like maybe for the best, because I was definitely telling people to kill themselves as I was trying to park because all these fucking county fucks could not fucking park around the arena. So many wasted parking spots, yet I found one right off Market in front of the fucking Opera House.
Oh yeah,
like, how'd this fucking happen?
Who knows?
I'm not gonna question.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't ask. Yeah,
I'm not gonna fucking question it. But seeing them on this tour feels like this interesting progression from when I first saw them. Of like, this is where they kind of always wanted to be, and mind you, Ghost is like 90% Tobias Forge,
sure,
and like he collaborates with some of the people in the band, but it's mostly him.
Right.
So sometimes I feel like the band's detriment. I feel like some of the best stuff was co-written by people that didn't necessarily get the writing credits. They might have gotten recording royalties and stuff like that. But it feels like the people that are probably the most pissed off at Tobias Forge are the people that are the ones that wrote the best songs or helped, birth them.
Sounds about right.
This just felt like, this was always the end game on some level. I feel like it's the end game because now Tobias Forge is, getting, propped up by, Jimmy Page and Metallica, and he's doing things that, in the character now, Pope Perpetua, or Papa Perpetua, the newest leader of the clergy of Ghost. It was really boring. Not a lot of talking. I'm going to just knock out my negatives here.
Yeah,
because I do kind of miss Papa Emeritus 3, Cardinal Copia, who were like these very like kind of perverted, sarcastic, like mischievous clergymen, and the way that like Alan Watts would talk about, like, if Alan Watts used to always say if churches treated sex like it was a clinical thing, it wouldn't be fun. There's just like lots of jokes about, there used to be jokes about like fucking and just like, oh, it's weird. He's dressed up like the anti-pope, but he's talking about these naughty things that like are very much not pure and whatever.
Isn't that scandalous?
I mean, it was funny. Part of the reason I used to like going to see Ghosts was because it was fucking entertaining, and it's still incredibly entertaining, just for different reasons. Like,
right.
The banter between songs while people are like tuning in stuff, like just always really fucking laugh. But now there's not really. Apparently, Tobias Forge feels like that the stuff with the clergy and the Papa stuff is getting in the way. When it's like, man, I mean,
not really.
It's part of what makes it fun. Like the songs, yes, they stand up on their own, but the fact that you're all dressed up like weird, like Satanists, and singing these rock songs and all that. Like that's like it's the fucking total package. It's the sum of the parts. It's not the individuals. The fact that everyone now knows this Tobias Forge, and now he's giving interviews not as a nameless ghoul but as himself.
Yeah, the pageantry's gone.
The pageantry, yeah, it's some of that aesthetic, some of that presentation is missing.
It was part of the whole deal. Yeah,
part of the charm.
Yeah,
part of I think made it work. I think part of the reason why I hadn't seen Ghost for a couple of years was that post-pandemic, the ghouls had like this really shitty steampunk look, and I'm like, I don't want to look at this for 90 minutes.
Fair.
But now they look fucking cool. They have like sequins bone costumes, and the ghoulettes have bat wings under their arms and shit, and everything looks so fucking. I'm like, oh, this is a really cool visual presentation.
Yeah,
I like this. And a lot of the musicians that are in Ghost now have been with the band for several years, so like they're really locked in. It's probably the only metal act in America, or the only metal act touring right now, I should say, that you could do like a K-pop fan cam for each band member.
I'm surprised there aren't more.
There might be. I'm not on TikTok, but you know, there's certain songs where like there might be a verse where one of the backup singers and one of the keyboardists don't really have a lot to do until they get back into the chorus, and so they're like fucking with each other, or they're like, you can tell that they're like singing the lyrics at each other. There's one song where one of the guitarists, I think it was the end of Year Zero, is just fucking shredding, and the song is basically ended, and he is still going, and the bass player is like bent over, like looking at him. And across this massive stage, the other guitar player is like sitting on the ground, like looking defeated, having to listen to this other guy fucking shred. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's fucking cool. Like, it's, to me, it's just like, it's like a celebration of like what makes rock guitar cool, what makes rock music cool. It doesn't feel stale. It feels very fresh. It's interesting because it is looking back, but the way that it takes ideas there, like from 70s and 80s rock music, heavy music, early metal, and all that, and even more contemporary stuff, it feels fresh. It doesn't feel labored. It's fun. It's I had great fucking seats. Couldn't have my cell phone, obviously. I wish I could have taken a photo, just be like, man, I got a really great fucking angle. But like, not having a phone for myself and everyone else, which is part of this tour, everyone puts their bag in their phone in the little bag. Just really, people were having such a great time. Like, was a great highlight. The only thing I wish they would have played was From the Pinnacle to the Pit. That's like the only song like, I would have gladly gotten rid of Call Me Little Sunshine or whatever. I would have gladly taken that off of, but they closed out with Dance Macabre, Mariana Cross, and Square Hammer, of course. And just like, what a great way to close. Like, 3 great songs, 3 bangers. Crowd was having such a good time. People were singing along like they were at a fucking folk punk show. Like,
nice. I love that.
Yeah, it's just it's cool. You know, I the things that my criticisms are my criticisms, but I can't say I didn't have a great time, because I did. I had a really fun time. To see this band go from a very scrappy, making the most, we have ideas bigger than our budget and we're trying our best, to then this fully realized thing. Fucking pyro. They had, you know, the Guccifer, the upside down G cross. They had a light rig.
Hell yeah.
Over the center of the stage that was that, and it shot lights. It just looks so fucking cool. And that was like moving up and down, like it was on fucking hoists and shit. I'm like, this is pyro. There was some, you know, some light fireworks, you know, like the big spark pops and all that, some smoke, just costume changes, not too many but enough. Like, there's one point, I forget which song it was, but he comes out in this massive fucking Pope hat that's got to be like 2 feet tall.
Doug Dimsdale, the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I do miss some stuff about like the earlier days where he was the fucking Pope waving his arm in time, and he had a much more serious talking voice between things. But with Papa Emeritus 3, he's talking a little bit more nasally, and I was probably sitting in what was probably like $120 fucking ticket, and I'm thinking to myself, if money was not a thing as far as like a consideration, like it wouldn't put me out to spend that money. Would I spend that money? Yeah. But that was a cool show. If you can go see them on this tour, even if you just kind of like this band, if you have the opportunity, go do it. Like, it's so much fucking fun.
Well, I guess that means it's time to tell people where to find us online. Brian, where can they find you online to tell you all their nasty anti-Catholic thoughts?
Kick those nasty thoughts.
Yes.
First of all, you're going to dial 314-246-9766, a.k.a. 314 AHOY POO.
Yes.
Kick those nasty thoughts.
Yes.
The B&J will be waiting for you. And, but you can...
Pick up the phone! Sorry.
Depressed men are waiting.
Mildly horny, maybe depressed guys will be on the other line, yes.
Dads, people with bad credit. They're waiting for you.
Frumpy guys with opinions on comic books are answering the phone right now.
Do you know what an omnibus is? Give us a call. We'll tell you.
We'll tell you at length.
You want to know what's wrong with the new Fantastic Four movie? Give us a ring.
Wait till I see it tomorrow, and then, yes, give us a ring.
Why does Galactus look jaundiced?
He's from space. It's fine. Okay.
He's space vitamin D. If you want to find me on the internet, you can go over to Twitter at iShotGeekDebor. Also on Blue Sky under the same username. If you want to go over to Instagram, where I'm arguably the most active, I'm at A Music Photographer. If you want to check out my photography portfolio, it's assholemusicphotographer.com. If you want to check out the last and only good media website left in St. Louis, you can head over to the artsstl.com.
Woo.
Some good stuff from Laura Gerald and some other folks. Been spending a little bit of time over at the Shed.
Yeah.
The Lumieres and Wiz Khalifa and a couple other bands, as well as some of my own stuff's going to be going up there soon. The Ghost write-up should be up by the time this is published.
Yay.
So there's some good stuff to check out over there. Some good movie reviews. Apparently there is a dramatic play being shown here, being put on here in St. Louis about the two Jewish guys that were in Afghanistan.
Okay.
During the last days of the occupation. Or like... So, do you know about these guys?
I've heard this story.
Like the two guys, well, they both hate each other,
right?
But the like photo that they're using is like these two guys sitting on the floor, like chumming it up. So I'm like, this doesn't seem accurate.
Yeah.
And also, I remember reading a story about how one of the guys was captured by the Taliban. They let him go because he was too annoying.
Oh no! Oh no!
Just absolute all-time.
Yeah.
All-time dudes. Like I imagine their story is probably really tedious, but really interesting.
Right.
But imagine the last two Jewish dudes left in Afghanistan,
right.
And you're just like, well, you're characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. Anyways, there's some stuff to read over there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Jason, where can they tell you about Baba Booey and Howard Stern's penis?
Video Crime on Twitter. On Blue Sky, I'm also Video Crime. Chances are, if there's a website and there's a guy named Video Crime, that's me. VIDEOCRIME. You can also find me as part of a podcast that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There I play a fictionalized version of horror icon Stephen King. That is midnight-pals.simplecast.com or anywhere podcasts are sold. Just search up Midnight Pals. As Brian mentioned before, you can contact the show, 314-246-9766 or 314-AHOY POO if you like to spell with your telephone. Leave us a voicemail, shoot us a text, whatever it is you feel like doing. You can always shoot us an email, Jason at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com, Brian with a Y at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com. Support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. There we have weekly bonus episodes that we call Thanks I Hate It. We also do stuff called the Mind Zone and the Punishment Tier. There you can spend a little extra cash and tell us to do increasingly repulsive things. Last year we did the 90-minute commentary track for the Japanese.
Will this be the year that Jason has to go to the Humane Society and get the dog that's been there the longest?
That's too devastating even for me. I don't know, man.
If you get the punishment tier plus, you get to name it.
Oh,
You get
no.
to vote on the name.
Oh, no.
Come here,
boy.
Zenlin.
Oh, boy.
Come here, Mr. Kitty.
Patreon.com/48minutesdogs. You tell me what to name my soon-to-be deceased dog. Jesus.
It's like, I always feel like those stories, they go both ways. Either like you have a really beautiful couple years with this animal and it's twilight and you get to give it a life full of love and dignity towards the end of its existence, or it's kind of like buying clearance meat at the grocery store and you take it home and you're like, oh, this was already
bad.
This is already past due.
Not much to do here.
Go visit my cousin in the country.
Well.
Take care of this and tell the kids he ran off.
Yeah, not
Like
great.
my dad did.
God damn.
Well, childhood trauma. Anyways,
Well, I
love
guess
you guys.
I guess
and
that means
It's
yeah.
in the show, and I'm going to leave you all with
Yeah.
some words of wisdom from America's mayor, Mr. Giuliani.
Okay.
Come here, big tits. Come here, big tits. Your tits belong to me. Give them to me. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. I want to claim my tits. These are my tits. Good night.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Good night.